grabando? Ya, ahora sí está grabando. Listo. Good morning, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed you have had a nice sleep last night. And today we are going to try to finish the rest of the class. Remember, we studied already there were three kind of economic system. The traditional one, the command, that is the government, who is the one who decides what to do, how to do it, and to whom to do it. And the last one is the market system. Okay, that's the one that we are going to talk about today, and then we want to watch a video about the traditional and also about the market over here. This one, the market economy. Now remember, guys, over here in your platform, you need to complete the vocabulary. Over here is the PDF, all the documents that you need in order to complete the vocabulary, and also the assessment. Remember the assessment. You will complete the assessment, question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in your notebook. Not in the computer, not in Word. In your notebook, you need to write everything in your notebook. Got it, guys? Now let's continue what we left from where we left last week. Come on, no, this one. That's the one. Market economy. Now let's right into it. Now the market economy is the third type of economy system, guys. A market economy is based on individual choice. Elecciones individuales, not government direct, no directivas gubernamentales. El gobierno no se mete, el gobierno solamente está ahí supervisando. Ah, García, he was right. García, Roberto. In other words, in this system, consumers and producers drive the economy. Ellos son los que manejan la economía, los consumidores, los productores. Consumers are free to spend their money. Eso sí, si tienen suficiente dinero, porque si no tienen dinero, ese es el problema del market economy. Si no tienes dinero para gastar, entonces, ¿qué va a gastar? Esa es una de las desventajas, quizás, si lo podemos ver así, si lo comparamos con el command economy. In command economy, the government is the one that provides and give you the job to do. Y lo que tú vas a hacer, tu trabajo. El gobierno se encarga de eso, ¿ok? Aquí no, tú tienes que buscarlo. In the market economy, you need to go and look for it. To enter into business or to sell their labor to whomever they want. Producers decide what goods or services they will offer. They make choices about how to use their limited resources to earn
Profesor,
money possible. Yes.
una pregunta.
Yes, one question. Go ahead, shoot.
El vocabulario es ese disque tradicional.
Yes. Traditional, command, and what's the last? Market economy. Okay, there are 4, and the first one I think the economic system. Okay, there are 4. Okay, those are the 4.
Ahí hay 3.
No, but it should be 4. Anyway, let me see. Oh my God. No, no. Look. I'm gonna go up. Look over here. These are usually I have over here. Over here is 1. Over here is 2. Over here is 3. 1. Got it?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Now remember, always, every time I begin a class, I usually begin with the objective and also the key terms. So these are the words, the 4 that belongs to that vocabulary. Okay, now let's, oh my God, over here. Where was I? Okay. Okay, now Adam Smith noted in The Wealth of Nations. Remember, The Wealth of Nations is like the Bible of the modern economy, and this is the author of this modern economy. It's the father, like the modern economy. He said in 1776, when you make economic decisions, you act in your self-interest, but you are led by an invisible hand. And we spoke about this invisible hand that is the one who drives or to control everything in this kind of market economic system, okay? Now, let's go back to the traditional economics, okay? Characteristic of the traditional economics. One of great advantage of the traditional economic is that it so clear answer the three economic questions. Remember the three questions in economic is what to produce, how to produce, and to whom to produce those services or goods, okay? Now, a traditional society produce what best ensures its survival. They only produce what they need to survive, and that's it. They do not produce more than what they need in a traditional economy. Now, the method of production are the same as they have always been. Siempre ha sido toda la vida. System of distribution are also determined by customs and tradition. In a traditional economy, then there is little disagreement over economics goal and road. Why? Because they know what they are going to do or what they're going to produce. So there's no disagreement, guys. Now, on the other hand, traditional economics resist change. Se resisten a los cambios. There's no change. Why they always keep the same thing, same way? Therefore, they are less productive than they might be. Eso menos productores que pudieran ser, and they adopt a new approach. Si ellos adoptaran otros nuevos procesos, de repente serían mucho más productivos, pero no les interesa. That's the way it is in the traditional economy. Okay, now, under pressure to change. Around the world, traditional economies are under pressure from the force of change due to the technology. Now, over here, they talk about the Kavango people of Namibia in South Africa, for example, have lived as subsistence farmer for centuries. Esto es agricultura de subsistencia por siglos. Subsistence farmers grow just enough to feed their own family or their own community. Modern communications, however, have bombarded the Kavango with images of the world beyond their homeland. Ellos están viendo que hay muchas cosas buenas allá afuera, así que mejor nos vamos, especialmente los jóvenes. As a result, many young Kavango want something more than life of subsistence farming. They want something different. So they leave their towns in order to enjoy this new technology or this new way of living, because they can't stand living the same way like traditional living. Thousands have left their homeland for the cities. Even the old way of farming are beginning to change. So the same thing is happening with the Kunas, because most of the young people from Kunas, they don't stay there. Most of them, they come to the city. And also the same thing happened with the, over there in Chiriquí, Los Nove. Some of them, they prefer to go to David and try to make a living in David or on the cities or in Volcán or Boquete, things like that. So they try to leave their tribes, okay? And the problem is that at the end, eventually this kind of system is going to disappear eventually. That's the problem, and that's part of our culture. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Now over here, there are some pictures. Miren el penthouse que tienen estos los de Kavango, Nairobi. Miren el penthouse este. Este tipo de penthouse ustedes lo pueden encontrar también aquí en la ciudad, definitivamente. Y si no lo creen, métanse por San Miguelito adentro. O si no, por acá por la 9 de enero, que es por acá por acá por la Tomo Muerto, que está pegadito a San Miguelito. Hay una barriada muy humilde y van a encontrar casas así que los techos, para que no se los huele el aire, ponen rocas así como se ve aquí. Ok, so the same thing. También ellos mantienen este tipo de tradición, así pescan ellos. Y ellos trabajan la tierra con dos huellas jalando el arado, muy tradicional de la época de inicio de siglo, o inicio de la existencia del mundo, ¿ya? Dos arados. So they try to keep the same way it has been since the beginning. Okay, let's stop right here, and then I wanna show you a couple of videos that talk about the market economy and also the traditional economy. Let's begin with the market economy, because over there they give you more information about advantages and disadvantages about this type of economic system. Okay, so pay attention, guys.
Now, while watching the video, make sure to use your guided notes. You can find them in the description below. I create the guided notes for each video. They go along with the video, and they're there to help you remember all the important things. That way, when you have your quiz or test, you know all the stuff. And if you need a review, you can just look at your notes. So a market economy is where businesses and individuals, our consumers, they make up all of the decisions. They are the ones that are going to answer our 3 basic economic questions. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about that, check out my video on the 3 economic questions. You can click on the top right now and view that video. Then come back to this one. But consumers and businesses, they will answer the what, the how, and for whom. They're in charge. The government will not play a role in here. This is where we'll have a free market, or laissez-faire. In this market, supply and demand is key. This is where it'll be determined of what prices are, what we should produce, and for those people who want to try to go against the grain, they have the opportunity to, and maybe they'll succeed or they'll fail. Now, there's a bunch of different things that happen in this type of an economy. Ultimately, what's occurring is consumers vote with their dollars. When they go and purchase things, it tells the economy what they want, and then businesses react. The businesses that can't keep up and the businesses that don't react fast enough, well, then they fail. Now, we're going to get into some of the advantages and disadvantages, and there's a lot here. This is one of the economies you probably have heard a lot of over the past couple of years, especially going through high school. So let's figure out right now what the advantages are and disadvantages are to a market economy. Now, a market economy has a lot of advantages and disadvantages. Some of the advantages for a market economy is there is a high degree of consumer satisfaction, of just in general, people get what they want to buy. And there's a lot of individual freedom that occurs in a market economy. Businesses get to decide what they want to produce, how they want to produce it, and for whom. And over time, the economy can adjust to a lot of different changes, especially the small ones. The day-to-day changes, it does a very good job adapting to. An example here is when you look at gas prices. When we see gas prices for a couple of years consecutively be lower, we will start to see an increase for bigger cars and SUVs and trucks. Because gas prices are lower, people have more money, they'll start buying there. However, when gas prices go up for a while and it appears like they're going to continuously go up, we'll start to see higher sales of smart cars and fuel-efficient cars. In fact, factories will shift their resources to produce more smaller vehicles when gas prices are higher because they can sell more vehicles, and they want to make sure that they meet the demand. Supply and demand is what determines prices and what is produced, and that can be great. All of this individual freedom lets people be able to react immediately. They don't have to wait for a large bureaucracy to decide anything. There's very little government interference, and people get to make their own decisions. And so we see people happy, and we also see a lot of production being made. And innovation takes off in this economy. There's nothing to slow you down. You are the driver of your own freedom and destination, you could say. You get to determine what happens. While a market economy might seem great, there's also a lot of disadvantages as well. This is one of the types of economies that doesn't provide basic needs for everyone. There's a lot of uncertainty that is in a market economy, both for business and for the individual. It's hard, and a lot of people fail in this type of an economy. Now, the other thing that it doesn't do a good job with is providing services. It actually has a horrible time at providing certain ones. It won't make sense. And this is normally where we'll see the government step in. Things like the military, roads, water, electricity, that is normally where the government comes in because there isn't enough economic incentive for the private business to take over. And we'll kind of debate about that and talk about that more in class. But that's one of the areas that it struggles with. Another issue that the market economy has is it is susceptible to failure. If 3 things aren't met, it can collapse. One of them is consumers have to be knowledgeable. They have to have an understanding of what's available to them. Same thing with businesses. They have to know who they're hiring. They have to know information so they can make the best decisions. The other one is resources have to be able to be moved. You can't have it where a company could lock down an area and say, well, this is our road. We're going to block everyone else out. No one gets to bring in raw materials to build anything. It wouldn't work then. There has to be, and this is the third one, competition as well. We have to have a competitive market where supply and demand is functioning correctly. And we'll get into the debate of what the government should do with this. Some say laissez-faire, government hands off, don't touch it at all. Others say we need to have more government interaction and intervention. And that is a debate for another time, and we will get to it. So hang in there. But hopefully right now you can see some of the disadvantages and advantages. Now, for those economic questions again, I kind of stated it earlier, but just to make sure you understand, a market economy, the three basic economic questions are answered by the people living in the society. Everyone gets to decide what to produce, how to produce it, and for whom. It's up to you to make your own decisions. And that's one of the big benefits to this economy. And that's it. That's a market economy. Make sure you understand what a market economy is, how it answers the three basic economic questions, and advantages and disadvantages. Don't forget to check out the other.
Right here, and let's move on to the traditional one, guys, okay? Pay attention.
Now, if you've seen my videos before, you've heard this speech, but take out the guided notes. You can find them in the description below. The guided notes go along with the video, and they do help. They're made for you to make sure that you understand all the important information. And when you need to go back and study, you don't have to rewatch the whole video. You can just use your notes. So take out your notes, and let's figure out now what a traditional economy is. A traditional economy is centered around the idea that as a society, you will just keep doing what you have in the past. Passing down of cultures and traditions is key. All economic questions, including the allocation of scarce resources, is determined by elders and what had been done in the past. Really, the individual doesn't have a lot of freedom in this type of economy. They're going to just do what has been done before them. If you were born into a family who's a farmer, well, you're going to be a farmer. And if this is how they tilled the land, well, that's how you will till the land. There's not a lot of room for innovation or change. You'll continue to do what people before you have done. Now, this economy is often practiced in rural communities and tribal life, and it still exists today. But this is a traditional economy. Every economic system needs to answer the three basic economic questions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my video on the three economic questions. You can click the card in the top right and view it. Then come back to this one and you can see exactly what's happening with those. A traditional economy is actually pretty simple how they decide to answer them. The first one of what to produce, well, it's based on tradition. So if you're born again into a family of farmers, well, you're farming. If you're born into fishermen, well, you will fish. There isn't a lot of leeway there. You're going to do what people in your family have always done. And that solves the what to produce. Now, for the how to produce, again, you will go off tradition. So however it had been done in the past, that's what you will do. And for whom, you won't have to worry about that question either because society has already determined, especially in smaller communities and rural life, normally you're providing then for everyone in the society. Everyone has a specific task. Now, some of the advantages to a traditional economy is there isn't a lot of uncertainty. You know exactly what you're going to do, and that can be refreshing. It's less stressful, you'll have a little bit more free time, and you don't have to worry about as many things. On the other side, though, the disadvantage is we see stagnation occur. We start to see things level off. We don't see an improved standard of living. We don't see innovation. In fact, people who have new ideas or are different from others are discouraged and almost pushed out of society. They are rejected. It is unacceptable to go against the status quo. And so these can be big issues that really cause a society and this economic system to stall out and continue to stay the same instead of progressing and creating more economic growth and a higher standard of living and a better life for everyone. Now, as you can see, a traditional economy, there is some pros, but there's also a lot of disadvantages. Life is completely dictated by tradition. Elders have a lot of power, and really the individual has little to none. Make sure you understand what a traditional economy is, how it answers the three basic economic questions, and what are some of the disadvantages and advantages. I'm Mr. Sin. Hopefully this video helped you.
Mr. Sin, okay, now guys, over here, this is the end of this chapter. Remember to complete the vocabularies and the assessment. And now, next week, we are going to go back talk, go deeper
Profesor.
human economy. Now, if you wanna, hold on. Excuse me?
A Gabriel Gómez se le cayó el wifi, me dijo.
It doesn't matter. Don't worry. I'm recording this. Don't worry about that. Don't worry, okay? So the thing is that next week we're gonna go deeper in the command economy, and then in the command economy we're gonna talk about two politic system that is involved in this the command. That is the communism and the socialism system. Okay, so
Profesor.
I just wanted to say that. So next week, please try to be here on time because we have a lot of information that we need to complete. Okay. Do you have any?
Profesor.
You look so happy. You look happy. Why are you happy, Mr. Higuero? Or you're playing with yourself? You're playing. No, nothing. Okay. Just what's your
Profesor, tengo una pregunta.
shoot.
¿La assessment es hasta el 6 o critical thinking también?
You need question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those.
Okay.
Or do you want me to add extra questions?
No.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, guys, so please complete those activities, vocabulary, and everything, okay? Understood, Monica? Monica, talk to me, Monica. Okay, guys, that's it for today.